हेलो सर। सर। हेलो।
Yes, good afternoon.
गुड आफ्टरनून सर। आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन।
Go ahead.
सर, जो स्कूल में से सर कॉलेज में से जो डेट आ रही है सर, जो 1 फरवरी से कॉलेज ओपन रीओपन हो रही है उसकी।
किसने
तो
भेजा
सर
है ऐसा?
हमें, सर पहले से किया हुआ है ना सर हमें।
नहीं, हमने ऐसा कोई मेल भेजा नहीं है बेटा कि रीओपन हो रही है 1 फरवरी से।
तो सर तो वो 31 जनवरी की डेडलाइन है, तो उसके बाद हमें क्या करना है? क्योंकि हमें हॉस्टल में रहना होगा, तो फिर उस टाइप से हमें अरेंज करना पड़ेगा ना, इसलिए सर पूछ रहा हूँ।
आपको एक दो दिन में मैसेज आ जाएगा। ठीक है। कल हमारी मीटिंग होगी तो जो डिस्कशन होगा आपके हेड ऑफ द डिपार्टमेंट आपको भी कन्वे करेंगे।
एंड सर, जो हमें जनवरी वाला जो सिलेक्शन वाले है सर, एस डबल एग्जाम वाले,
हम्म।
तो सर ये कोरोना केसेस तो इंक्रीजिंग हो ही रहे हैं, तो सर तो वो डेट वो पीछे ही पीछे जा रही है, तो सर दो एग्जाम एक साथ एस डबल ई न हो जाए
तो हो
तो हमें
सकता है।
डिफिकल्टी पड़ेगी ना सर।
तो बेटा आपको पहले सोचना चाहिए था, हमने सबको एडवाइस किया था कि आप दिसंबर की एग्जाम ले लो और खत्म कर दो। तो
बट सर हमने तो जनवरी
मार्च में भी हो सकता
समझ
है,
के चूज किया था सर।
मार्च में भी हो सकता है, अप्रैल में भी हो सकता है, मई में भी हो सकता है। तुम्हारी एग्जाम तो मई में होगी ना, तो ये मार्च में भी हो जाएगा, अभी तो कोरोना चला जाएगा। लेटेस्ट विश।
हाँ सर, नहीं तो दो एस डबल एक साथ मिक्स होगी तो सर हमें भी बहुत डिफिकल्टी होगी देने में।
ठीक है। अ, आपको तो अभी तो वेट एंड वॉच करना पड़ेगा।
ओके सर।
Good afternoon, friends.
Good afternoon, sir.
We'll wait for a couple of minutes and then we'll start.
Good afternoon, sir.
Very good afternoon. Good afternoon, friends. Welcome to the sixth lecture of personality development. I have brought a video for you. It is basically a short film of maybe 1 to 2 minutes, and it is worth watching, and it has a message also. So I thought of playing it for you, and then we'll continue our discussion on personality development. So are you all ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you, Dhruval.
Good afternoon, sir.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let us start. This is a wonderful movie. I hope you will like it. Yes, friends, tell me quickly.
सर समझदारी का उपयोग करना चाहिए.
Sir, humanity,
Okay.
respect.
Sir, sir, rather than waiting for the last guy who step in elevator, if someone move out or step out from the elevator, then it save all person time.
Yeah,
Because so many of they're seeing their watches, wristwatch, they are getting late and all.
Mm. Very good, Jamin. Anyone else?
Disabled people have more humanity than the able people.
Nachiketa is saying that those who are physically challenged, they have more humanities. They have more respect for the society rather than we who are so-called normal people. Yeah. Anyone else?
So
Soumya?
sir, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So this just goes out to show that people would much rather stay at a lower level instead of just move out of the comfort zone and rise above. Even in this case, just moving out of the elevator and taking the next one or going down the stairs would not have been that hard.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we have become so insensitive. Insensitive, I will use the word. I mean, all are educated, all are having good education, culture, value system, but still, you have observed that none of them, those who are called normal people, none of them was ready to come out. Take maybe a few extra minutes, and the lady who was physically challenged, she came out of the elevator and I mean, she set an example. So Parth is writing correctly. Disability isn't inability. Aditya is writing everybody should force last person to leave. Aditya, that is not the solution, beta. I mean, forcing the one who came last, of course, that he could have understood, but if he is not leaving the space, if he is not ready to go out, I mean, someone should be wise enough to get out of the elevator. How much time it will take? This is what is happening with us. Most of the time, we decide, why me? Why not X? Why not Y? I mean,
I think
I'm so upset today. Time and again I said that please be in time, please be sensitive. Today, when I actually started at 209, there were around 70 students. So around 31 students joined after 209. And I can see still 11 students
Sir,
waiting.
sir, there were
Jai,
two
you
links
may be
of
having
joining.
so many excuses. Jai, you may be having valid excuses. I also can give an excuse. You know, since morning, this is my fourth lecture. In between, just half an hour of break where I had meeting with the vice chancellor, meeting with my colleagues, going through so many papers. I mean, every time you cannot give excuse, beta. Again, today WebEx is showing some different link.
Yes, sir. As per the calendar, there is some different link is was scheduled,
Yes, sir.
and we were waiting there.
I don't think so.
सर वी वर वेटिंग देयर उधर नोटिफाई आ रहा था और वो आपकी ही लिंक थी.
How can it be possible? I mean,
सर फिर ग्रुप में ये लिंक शेयर हुई इसलिए हम इसमें ज्वाइन हुए वरना हम तो उधर वेट ही कर रहे थे.
which link? Because today morning I sent you a link.
सर इट शोर्स लेक्चर 4 लिंक.
हाँ?
लेक्चर 4 की लिंक दिखा रही है सर वहाँ.
कहाँ पर?
वेबएक्स में सर.
जो अभी खुली है वो वैसी है. Because then it will create a problem in recording also.
Sir, this is lecture 6 link and the
Yes,
previous one was
lecture
lecture
6.
4
We are into
6.
lecture 6. How can you open lecture 4? Because I sent you after. That is why just not to create any confusion, I sent a link yesterday that was for lecture 5, and today after that lecture I sent a link for lecture number 6. I mean, every time we find out reasons for not joining in time, I consider this as insult. I hope now this will be a lesson for you and you will not repeat it. Let us continue our discussion. What did we discuss in the previous class? Can anybody tell me?
So we discussed about what we do. We should do at our best. We should be happy in what we do.
That's fine. I'm talking about the last discussion that has happened in the class. I mean the last
we see
subtopic.
ऑटो रिक्शा वाला उसका एग्जांपल
Pardon?
ऑटो रिक्शा का दिखाया था सर.
That was morning initial
So
discussion.
you
I'm
mean
talking
today's
about
class what we
very beginning.
discussed earlier?
Yeah,
Factors affecting PD, sir, like unhygiene, bad communication.
absolutely right. Absolutely right. That's what we discussed. On your screen, you can see we discuss the attributes that make your personality. Okay, appearance, intelligence, knowledge, efficiency, trustworthy, morality, management, and advantageous. Factors that spoil your personality: unhygienic, dull and slow, irresponsible, ego, poor communication. When I say communication is not only fluency in English, remember, if somebody is really very fluent in English, but he has low ethical standard, if he's not punctual, if he's irresponsible, then I do not consider him as a good student. So, immoral, unfair, negative attitude, these are the factors that spoil your personality. So, please keep yourself away from these factors. Now, today in this class, my agenda is to discuss with you 5 personality traits. In fact, in your tutorial class also, there will be a discussion on OCEAN. I don't know whether professors have started discussing on OCEAN or not. Friends, if you refer to personality development theories, many researchers, psychologists, they have come out with different theories, different principles to reflect the personality of an individual. But the theory that is very famous, that is called 5-dimension theory, that is called OCEAN theory. In fact, there are several theories. For example, Gordon Allport's list of 4,000 personality traits. Can you imagine? This gentleman has described 4,000 personality traits. There are 4,000 factors or qualities or traits that can describe our personality. But that is too detailed, too exhaustive. Then the other gentleman, other researcher called Raymond Cattell, he came out with a list of 6 personality traits or factors. Then Hans Eysenck came out with a theory of 3 factor. So you can see variety of theory. The first one, that is Gordon Allport, 4,000 personality traits. I mean, so many traits to analyze, to discuss, to to write about them, to judge about them. On the other hand, Raymond came out with 16 personality factors. Haynes came out with 3-factor theory, which is too low. And that is why this theory, known as Big 5 personality trait theory, has become very famous. It basically talks about 5 qualities of a personality. This particular theory or principle, known as Big 5 personality traits, is also known as OCEAN. You may be wondering why it is called OCEAN. So let me disclose the meaning of the word OCEAN. This theory, known as OCEAN, is basically made up of 5 quality traits. Number 1, openness to experience. Your personality, your quality, being ready to test, being ready to experience. That is called openness to experience. Second one, consciousness, extraversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. So basically, Big 5 personality trait, that is OCEAN, is based on 5 qualities: openness to experience, consciousness, extraversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. Now, these 5 words may be very new to you, so let us discuss them one by one. The first one is openness to experience. I mean, as a person, as a student of mechanical or chemical or electrical, or as a researcher, as a human being, as a civilian, your degree of intellectual curiosity, creativity within you to create something new, to come out with novel ideas, novelty, innovation. That is called openness to experience. It is measured on a continuum from curious to cautious. It has two extremes. Openness to experience has two extremes. On one hand, you have curious. A person is very curious. On the other hand, which is the extreme negative side, extreme opposite side, is very cautious. Now, what is the difference between being curious and being cautious? Being curious is basically your ability or your readiness to invent new things, to try new things, to experiment. So if you are ready to try, if you are ready to apply, if you are ready to investigate, if you are ready to experiment, if you are ready to trust, that is your curiousness. But on the extreme opposite side, there is a word cautious. What does it mean? Being cautious in turn leads to being consistent. Some people, they are cautious. So whenever they will try new things, they will be very, very careful. They will think several times and then do experiment. Try to understand two extremes of openness to experience. एक बंदा कुछ भी नया ट्राई करने के लिए एकदम से जंप करता है. That is his curiousness. Extreme curiousness. Immediately he will jump. He is ready to try new things. Immediate. Whereas other person, he is also interested in experimenting, but he will think. Sometimes this kind of nature may not allow him to experiment. So both these extremities have their pros and cons. And that is why if you read bullet number second last on my screen, people who are open tend to show their emotions, appreciations for art and unconventional ideas. In the extreme, openness leads to unpredictability and high risk behavior. As I said, they are very open, always ready. They will always jump, always try new things. I mean, immediately they will jump into new venture. Open to do new things. Whereas there are people, they are so cautious. They will think n number of times before trying. So both these extremities are not good according to me. The second word in ocean from consciousness. It is basically a tendency to be organized and dependable. I'm conscious about myself. I'm conscious about nature. I'm conscious about society. So consciousness is measured over two extremities, organized to careless. So here also there are two extremes. See, every word OCEAN will have two extremities, two opposites. Here also the person is very organized. On the other side, person is too careless. Being so organized is really good, but sometimes you will have to pay for it. For example, if a person is very sensitive and very, very organized, so sometimes he has to compromise with the quality of life. Sometimes he has to compromise with relations. If I am too sensitive and very good planner, very meticulous, then I'll have to pay extra for being meticulous, being perfect. On the other side, the fellow is careless. Kuch padi nahi. That is also not good. Being organized in turn results in a personality who is very efficient. Whereas being careless gives the benefit or the disadvantage depending on your point of view. I mean, they are easy going, चलता है. हो सकता है ऐसा नेचर से they have become insensitive, उनके दिमाग पे दिल पे कुछ नहीं लगेगा और लाइफ चलती जाएगी. Highly conscious people prefer making plans to spontaneous behavior. Low consciousness look like flexibility and spontaneity at best and sloppiness at worst. So you have to choose which type of personality you want to build. You want to be very, very organized, Mr. Perfectionist, or 100% careless. पुजारा सर को बोलना है तो बोलो, मैं तो 2:10 का लेक्चर 2:30 बजे आऊंगा, 10 मिनट रहूंगा और निकल जाऊंगा. दैट इज माई नेचर. मेरा जो भी ग्रेड आना है आओ. On the other hand, in this class itself, there are students. At 1:55 today, I got a message from Webex that there are students waiting for you. So they are very, very cautious. I mean, 1:55, sir has asked, so I have to be ready. So perhaps some of them might have skipped the lunch. No, 1:55, I have to be there. So too much sensitive, and on the other hand, the fellow is careless. You have to decide which type of personality you want to develop. The third word in Ocean Big Five personality, extraversion, tendency to seek the company of others and talk. You know, we talk extrovert, a personality who is extrovert and introvert. So extrovert people, they will remain open, flexible, they like people, they like to talk to people, they like to meet people, they like to go for parties. And that is why extraversion is measured on a continuum from energetic to reserved. So when you say a person is extrovert, so he's always, you know, happy, full of energy. Whereas the person who is extreme of extrovert is introvert. He's reserved. He do not like to mix up. Okay. When you have chosen a profession of engineering, it is expected that you become extrovert rather than introvert. When you are energetic, people will accept you. People would like to meet you. People would like to be in your company. Whereas reserved person, if you like to be introvert, reserved, not sharing your ideas, your feelings, emotions with others, then perhaps people also may not like to talk to you, may not like your company. You may not be accepted in team. Extroverted people tend to feel most energetic when they are in the company of others. In fact, these kind of people, they will recharge others. I mean, when this kind of people are in the party or in the on the picnic, I mean, people will enjoy their companies because they keep talking, singing, dancing, interacting, full of energy, enthusiastic. On the extreme, those who are introvert, they remain too reserved. They will not have friends, perhaps. They are not team players because they do not like to be in team. But sometimes with this extroversion people or extrovert people, so they become attention seeker, which is wrong. Generally, extroverts appear more dominant in social settings and meetings. Whenever there is meeting, there is gathering, they will become dominant. They will not allow others to speak. They keep on talking. So that is not a good sign. We have to take a wise decision whether to become too extrovert or towards introvert. The next one on the scale, agreeableness. It is measure of one's trusting and helping nature. It is measured on two extreme again, compassionate and challenging. So generally compassionate people are friendly. So whether you want to be friendly, helpful in nature, cooperative, or low agreeableness, untrustworthy, they will always find fault. They will always feel as if they are into competition. And these are difficult personalities. So try to be helpful, charming, friendly, mixing, rather than becoming introvert, difficult personality. The last one, that is neuroticism. It is tendency to psychological stress. It is measured again on two extremes, nervousness to confident. So neuroticism is measured on one side, a person is very nervous. Whenever he is in a new setting, he will feel nervous, low confident. Whereas on the other hand, you have a person full of confidence, sometimes overconfidence. So nervousness in turn allows for sensitivity, while confidence allows one to feel secure. So again, you have to decide whether you want to be nervous or you want to be confident. But yes, overconfidence is not good for your personality. On your screen now you can see all 5 traits of big personality: openness, consciousness, extraversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. And both the extremity on picture. For example, openness. So it is curious to cautious, degree of intellectual curiosity, creativity, and a preference for novelty. The second word, consciousness. It is from organized to careless. Extraversion. It is from reserved to energetic. Agreeableness. It is from friendly to challenging. And neuroticism. It is from confident to nervous. So basically, any personality can be described out of these 5 qualities and the 2 extremities of any one. I hope you understood the theory of personality development. So that is the end of our first unit on personality development. In this unit, I tried to discuss with you what is personality, what is personality development, why personality development is important, and how to go ahead with personality development. In fact, the last question, how to develop personality or how to go ahead with the personality, we have many more lectures to build your personality in terms of appearance, emotional security, IQ level, SQ level, that is social quotient or spiritual quotient, AQ level, and YQ level. So in the coming lectures, I'll give you some tips to develop your personality. Anything you want to say, or shall I start with the next unit? See, I warn all of you, those who are not participating will miss their grades, I tell you. If you are really here to make your personality, build your personality, you will have to speak out. You will have to write something in the chat box. कुछ नहीं तो कुछ thumbs up, कुछ तो दिखाओ, कुछ बोलो, then I will understand. Otherwise, in online sessions, it is very difficult to judge whether you have got it or not. When you are actually in the class, I can see your faces and I can make out whether you have understood or not. Okay. Friends, now I'll be starting with a new unit. That is the most interesting unit. I believe so. The next unit is on attitude. So this is basically on power of positive attitude. Okay, so I'll be sharing my screen with all of you. So what are we going to discuss under the second unit, power of positive attitude? So I'll give you a quick outline of my presentation. Importance of attitude in life. What is attitude? What is positive attitude? Symptoms of a person with negative attitude and guidelines to develop positive attitude. Some people are keep joining, keep leaving. This Meet roll number 61. I don't know why he's leaving, entering. You know, this disturbed me a lot. Please see that once you are connected, you have stable connection. Fine. What do you think, friend? What is the importance of attitude in life? Would you like to say something on this? Importance of attitude in life. Have you faced any
Hello.
situation where your attitude has saved you? Your positive attitude has helped you?
Yes, sir. I have an incident.
Yeah, Aditi, go ahead.
So, sir, in 10th grade, I fell and I broke my leg and like a couple two ligaments, and and everyone around me was really sympathizing with me. But for me, I really enjoyed everything and had a positive approach about it. I also had a surgery, but after that, that surgery actually helped me, take a lot of things easy. And because the positive approach, where I didn't think it was a big deal that I fell and I had a surgery, it really was easy for me to get back to normal life. And I have seen such things happen when you have a positive approach. If life throws you a curveball, it's easier to get back on track, in my opinion, sir.
Very true, Aditi. I really appreciate. Meanwhile, Sahil has very nicely written something I thought I should share with you. Sahil Patel from Mechanical, he is writing, the importance of attitude is that it is the basis for everything in our lives. Our attitude determines how we or react to adversity, our ability to grow and to learn, our ability to overcome challenges and create bonds with others. Very good, very good. Yeah, anyone else?
Yes, sir. Sir, I would like to say that attitude is our approach to anything. So anything that happens towards our attitude towards it decide the what we are we gonna learn from it, or are we going to just complain about it. If you have positive attitude, then we will think that yes, I can learn something from it, and whatever is happening to me will make something good out of me.
You are
But
right.
the one with opposite attitude will only find something bad in everything that happens.
Yeah. So how do you respond to the situation? Okay. We all pass through different situations. So how do you respond to the situation? That is your attitude. Meanwhile, Nachiketa has also written very nicely. So he writes, while appearing for exam, keeping positive attitude makes me perform well rather than getting nervous and not performing well. Absolutely right. Then Arpan is writing, during exam, positive attitude helps with self-motivation and focus. Negativity makes even good students lose focus and commit mistakes. Absolutely right. On the other hand, Prem is writing, personality of any person can be know at first glance with his or her personal attitude. Absolutely right. What he's trying to say, Prem is trying to say, that if you want to measure personality of any individual, you can measure it easily by his attitude, by his way of responding to the situation. Very good.
May I speak?
Yeah, beta, go ahead.
So I think life-changing moments definitely require a positive outlook on life, but even the small daily things such as getting a scolding from your parents or not being able to submit an assignment on time or something like that, those also require positive outlook on these things and move forward. But else, if you don't do that, have a neutral attitude or negative attitude, you just stuck there and feel guilty and feel bad about yourself. So you just need to have a positive outlook and move forward, learn from the experience.
Absolutely, Rohit. Wonderful. You have very rightly said that whichever situation, even day-to-day life, when you are scolded by your parents or by teachers, we take them negatively. We become so unhappy with them. But you always try to think positively. Whatever is happening, if your parents are scolding you, if your teachers are scolding you, if I am asking you to come in time, it is for your benefit. Fine. Dhruval is writing, positive attitude may reduce our stress level and necessary for healthy life. Yes, you are right. Aniket is writing, positive attitude helped me to recover fast from COVID when I was infected with COVID. I listened music, sang music and recovered very fast. Yes, many of my friends, they also shared the same story that we remained positive and that helped me to recover fast. Jaimin is writing, thinking positive and a good attitude help better people's psychological well-being and help them cope better under stressful situation in the organization. Yes. See, whatever is happening, that is happening for good, take it positively and you see the difference. Aditya is writing, with positive attitude, we have probability to succeed. Yes, the probability will increase. But with negative attitude, the probability is zero. So why not to choose positive attitude? Jaimin is writing, attitude is that what people around you feel about you. Absolutely right. Fine. I'm so happy that so many of you have shared your wonderful thoughts, and I believe you are following all these in your life also. Fine. So as I said previously, I have 5 subtopics to be discussed with you in this unit. Importance of attitude in life. What is attitude? What is positive attitude? Symptoms of a person with negative attitude and guidelines to develop positive attitude. Friends, in this unit, I have several stories to share with you. At least 3 to 4 stories I would like to share with you. To start with, a story of a little boy. I always love to share this story in Hindi because there I can add more values and more emotions. So I hope you will not mind if I tell this story in Hindi. छोटा सा गांव, 5000 की बस्ती का छोटा सा गांव. गांव में पिछले 3 साल से बारिश नहीं हुई. आप ये भी देखिएगा, I mean, how do you make presentation and how do you make it interesting? By your facial expressions, by your modulation, voice modulation I'm talking about, you know, ups and downs. Okay? The emotions, adding emotions into it. Fine. So listen it carefully and watch it carefully. 5000 की बस्ती का छोटा सा गांव, गांव में पिछले 3 साल से बारिश नहीं हुई है, पानी का एक बूंद नहीं गिरा है. सब परेशान, सब त्रस्त, सब दुखी, बड़े, बच्चे, बूढ़े, लड़के, लड़कियां, भेड़, बकरियां, जानवर, सब दुखी, सब त्रस्त. खाने के लाले पड़ गए. खाने के लिए एक दाना नहीं है, पीने के लिए पानी का एक बूंद नहीं है. सब इतने प्रस्त हैं, सब इतने परेशान हैं, सब इतने दुखी हैं। सब लोगों ने जाके गांव के मुखिया के पास जाके अपनी बात सुनाई। मुखिया जी कुछ कीजिए, आप बड़े सयाने हैं, आप हमसे ज्यादा जानकार हैं, आप सूझबूझ वाले हैं, आप सयाने हैं, आप कुछ कीजिए। हमारे गांव पे ये जो आफत आके पड़ी है पिछले 3 साल से, उसका कुछ समाधान लाइए। गांव के मुखिया ने दूसरे दिन पंचायत बुलाई। पंचायत में नक्की किया गया कि और तो कुछ नहीं कर सकते हैं, पहला काम करते हैं, बारिश के देव इंद्रदेव को मनाते हैं, रिझाते हैं, रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं, आरजू करते हैं, विनती करते हैं। क्या विनती करेंगे? बारिश के देव इंद्र को हम सब मिलके, पूरा गांव मिलके, बड़े बच्चे व्यापारी सब लोग मिलेंगे, एक साथ मिलेंगे, एक साथ प्रार्थना करेंगे और इंद्रदेव को मनाएंगे, रिझाएंगे, समझाएंगे, बताएंगे, बोलेंगे। पूरे गांव में ढिंढोरा पीट दिया गया कि कल सुबह 11 बजे गांव के चौराहे पे सबको आना है। हम सब मिलके प्रार्थना करेंगे। छोटा सा गांव, 5000 की बस्ती का गांव। सुबह 10:30 बजे से ही लोग इकट्ठा होने लगे, बड़े बच्चे बूढ़े व्यापारी सब लोग आने लगे। 10 साल का एक नन्हा सा बच्चा अपने हाथ में छाता लिए उस प्रार्थना में सम्मिलित होने के लिए आया है। किसी ने उसका मजाक उड़ाया, अरे अनपढ़ गवार, जब पिछले 3 साल से गांव में पानी का एक बूंद नहीं गिरा है और तू छाता लेके आया है, तुझे पता भी है छाता कब यूज किया जाता है? तुझे कोई समझाता है कि नहीं? तू स्कूल वूल जाता है कि नहीं? तेरे माँ बाप कौन है? इतनी भी समझ नहीं है? ना समझ अनपढ़ गवार। सब लोगों ने मिलकर डांटा, मजाक बनाया। अब ये 10 साल का लड़का पहले तो कुछ नहीं बोला। जब लोगों ने बहुत मजाक बनाया कि तू हाथ में छाता लेके आया ही क्यों, जब 3 साल से पानी का एक बूंद नहीं गिरा है, आज तो हम प्रार्थना करने के लिए इकट्ठा हुए हैं, तू छाता लेके क्यों आया? और बच्चे ने जो जवाब दिया, गौर फरमाइएगा। 10 साल का बच्चा क्या जवाब दिया? बच्चे ने जवाब दिया कि हम सब प्रार्थना करने के लिए इकट्ठा हुए हैं, सम्मिलित हुए हैं। पिछले 3 साल से पानी का एक बूंद नहीं गिरा है, मुझे पता है, मुझे पता है। पर जब हम मिलके 11 बजे पूरा गांव प्रार्थना करेगा, सब 2 हाथ जोड़ के इंद्रदेव को मनाएंगे, रिझाएंगे, समझाएंगे, बताएंगे, बोलेंगे, बात करेंगे, तो इंद्रदेव जरूर मान जाएंगे। ये मेरा विश्वास है। और जब वो मान जाएंगे तो धुआंधार बारिश होगी, तुरंत बारिश होगी। और जब तुरंत बारिश होगी तो मुझे घर वापस तो जाना है, मुझे स्कूल भी तो जाना है, तो मैं भीग ना जाऊं, मैं वापसी में भीग ना जाऊं, इसके लिए मैं वापस का इंतजाम करके आया हूं और इसलिए मैं हाथ में छाता लेके आया। ये बच्चे का विश्वास, ये बच्चे का पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड। अब अपने आप से एक सवाल करते हैं। Let me ask a question to myself. Introspection. Do I have that faith in God? Do I have that positive attitude? In society, when you see most of the people, in fact, many of us, we have become so negative. We keep on complaining. Complaint about the system, complaint about the parents, complaint about the students, complaint about the teachers, complaint about the political leaders. नेगेटिव नेगेटिव नेगेटिव, बंद करो, कैंसिल करो, रोक दो, नहीं होगा, इम्पॉसिबल। दीज काइंड्स ऑफ वर्ड्स वी फ्रीक्वेंटली यूज। आस्क योरसेल्फ, do you have that positive frame of mind? We were discussing about AQ, adversity quotient. See, this fellow was in adversity, in difficult situation. 3 साल से पानी नहीं गिरा था, but still 10 साल का लड़का, see the maturity level, see the positive attitude, see the mentality, see the faith in God, in that supreme power. Do we have this? I have a question for all of you. I have another story to tell you. Story number 2. Story of Arthurus. How many of you know this gentleman? How many of you know this person? Who was he? In fact, he passed away. Any guess from the picture? Second story, Arthurus. At least someone must have an idea. Yes, absolutely right. Absolutely right. So he was a tennis player. Now let us read about this gentleman. Arthur Robert S. He born on July 10, 1943 and unfortunately died on February 6, 1993. I mean, 40, 50 years of life, and he was an American tennis player who won 3 Grand Slam single titles, considered as very highly competitive sports Grand Slam. Arthur was the first black player selected in the US Davis Cup team. He's considered the world's #1 tennis player. Now, this gentleman, he was dying of AIDS. A legendary Wimbledon player, he was dying of AIDS because of infected blood that he received during heart surgery in 1983. 1983 में उसके ऊपर हार्ट सर्जरी हुई, काफी सारा ब्लड बह गया और उसको बाहर से ब्लड सपोर्ट देना पड़ा, and the blood that he received, that was AIDS infected, and so he got infection, he got AIDS. And when the entire world, all his fans, well-wishers, they came to know about this gentleman and the AIDS disease that he got, from the world over, he received letters. I'm talking about 1983, no social media, perhaps no email. So from the world over, from his fans, relatives, friends, he got so many letters. One of them, one of his fans, he wrote, Arthur, I have a complaint for God. Why did God have to select you for such a bad disease? भगवान ने आपको ऐसे खराब डिसीज के लिए सिलेक्ट किया. आप सोचिए, please imagine a personality of Arthur. लोग उसके लिए भगवान से भिड़ जाने को तैयार हैं. वो बोलते हैं कि why God has to select you for such a bad disease? You are gentleman, you are down to earth, you are a tennis player, you are #1. We have high regards for you, we have respect for you. और उसका जवाब आर्थरस ने दिया है, पढ़िएगा क्या बोला. Arthur replied, the world over 50 million children start playing tennis. उस बंदे को आर्थर ने रिप्लाई भेजा. बंदे ने क्या पूछा, भगवान ने आपको क्यों सिलेक्ट किया? ये बहुत नाइंसाफी है आपके साथ. आप जैसे अच्छे प्लेयर को एड्स जैसा रोग होना ही नहीं चाहिए. And Arthur sent a beautiful message. The world over 50 million children start playing tennis. पूरी दुनिया में 50 मिलियन बच्चे टेनिस सीखना शुरू करते हैं. 5 million learn to play tennis. उसमें से कुछ सीख भी जाते हैं. 5 lakhs learn professional tennis. कुछ लोग प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग क्लास ज्वाइन करते हैं, कोच के पास जाते हैं, थोड़ा बहुत अच्छा सीख लेते हैं. 50,000 come to the circuit. उसमें से 50,000 कंपटीशन लेवल तक पहुंच जाते हैं. 50 reach the Wimbledon. Wimbledon is also considered as one of the toughest competition. 50 reach the Wimbledon. Out of 50 million, 50 reach the Wimbledon. 4 to the semi-final, 2 to the final. And Arthur said, I was declared as winner. When I was holding the cup, that time, that day, I did not ask God why me? If that day I have not asked, today in pain, I should not be asking God, why me? I see the best example of positivity. If I cannot remember God when I was celebrating, when I was happy, in pain also, I should not be asking God, why me? Whereas most of the people in such situations, they start complaining, they start reacting, they start arguing, they start fighting. But this gentleman did not do this. What is the learning for all of us? Would you like to say something before we wind up today's class? Just one comment. I would like to listen. Can anybody unmute and tell me? Anyone? Quickly. Okay, did you like both these stories?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful, friends. Thank you so much for joining today's class. I believe you people are enjoying a course on personality development. Feel free to send your feedback to me. If you want me to improvise, I'm ready to improvise. Fine. Thank you so much. I'll be sending one more article of the week, and I will wish that you come prepared so that next Monday our discussion will start with that article. Thank you so much, Utsav, for your chat. Thank you so much. Goodbye. You can sign off.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you, beta. Same to you.